Hello, I'm Don Slater with the Alice Project, and this is a quick demonstration of how to use camera markers in Alice 2. In this demonstration, I am using the Sky Ride animation that can be found in the amusement park gallery. This animation comes complete with a Sky Ride animation that I can take advantage of in this demonstration. Very quickly, after I've added the animation to my world, I can click on play. I can watch the Sky Ride. But this would be a much more compelling animation if I could place the camera on one of the cars so that I would have the point of view of a passenger on the ride. I can use camera markers and the vehicle property to make this happen. To add the camera markers, I go to the scene editor by clicking on Add Objects. When I click on the More Controls button on the right hand side of the editor, I see that I have an option to drop a dummy at a camera or drop a dummy at objects. We are concentrating on cameras today, so we will only work with camera markers. The first thing, whenever there's going to be camera movement in my scene, even for scene setup, it's a good idea to create a dummy or a marker at the first initial camera position, so I always have a place to return to if I need to. So I'm going to drop the dummy at my current position, and what this does in my object tree is it creates a folder for dummy objects. When I expand that, I see that I have one dummy, which I really don't like as a name. And so I'm going to right click and rename that dummy to Start Position. I have now, and we can even see a little crosshairs indicating that I am at that first starting position for my camera. I now want to move the camera or position a marker at the front of the first car. And so I'm going to right click on Camera, go to Methods, and ask the camera to set its point of view to the Sky Ride's Car 1. From this position, I want to adjust the camera so that I'm not riding the roof, which is where the camera currently is, but actually down where passengers would ride. So I will move the camera down, maybe a little bit to my right, and I'm now satisfied that this is indeed the passenger's point of view. I can now drop another dummy at this position, and again I will rename it, call it Car Position, and so I now have a marker for where I want the camera to move in the course of the animation. I am now ready to go back and write my code for the animation. So I'm going to put the camera back at its initial starting position by selecting Camera, right click Methods, Camera Set Point of View to, Dummy Objects, Start Position. I now click on Done to go to the code editor. So now in code I want to write the commands that will position the camera at the marker position. And I also need, in order to ride the ride, I need to set the vehicle property of the camera to the ride. So I'm going to add 2 lines of code for the camera. I select Camera in the object tree, select the Methods tab in the Details panel, find the Set Point of View command for the camera, and pull it into my editor before the Sky Ride animation starts. And I'm going to set its point of view to the dummy object's car position. Secondly, I need to set the vehicle property of the camera so that it will ride with the car as it moves. So I select the Properties tab in the Details panel, find the Vehicle tab, Tile, drag it in before the animation again, and again select now Car 1. As you see, we are now riding along with our car in our animation.